Even science recognizes that the first humans on Earth were black and that all other races came from them. It should be common sense that you can get white from black, but you cannot get black from white. But for those who don't understand this, let me break it down for you. It is very common for the couple on the left to be able to produce any of various shades of skin color when having children. However, the couple on the right are only able to produce children with a shade of skin color after their own kind. Here are examples of children produced by black parents. While we have many examples of the couple on the left producing children of various shades, the couple on the right can never produce a child that looks like Wesley Snipes. When the topic of Ham, the youngest son of Noah, is brought up, Europeans love to bring up the curse that was passed down by Noah. They like to use that to claim that the whole black race was cursed. Even that was done erroneously because Ham was not cursed. Only his son Canaan was cursed. They also failed to mention that Ham had 4 sons. He had Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. And the land of Egypt was originally called Mizraim after the original founder, the son of Ham. So that clearly shows that the original progenitors of ancient Egypt were black people. Mizraim was the original Hebrew name for Egypt as recorded in Genesis 50 and 11.
This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians, wherefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan.
This is what Flavius Josephus writes concerning Mizraim. Now all of the children of Mizraim, being 8 in number, possessed the country from Gaza to Egypt, though it retained the name of one only, the Philistine, for the Greeks called part of the country Palestine. Antiquities, Book 1, Chapter 6, Verse 2.
Start renaming people and places. Replace African names with Arabic and European names. This will disguise their true black identity.
A few years back, I had a co-worker that was from Egypt that spoke French. After doing some research, I discovered that French is like a second language to Arabic for most modern-day Egyptians. How is it that we see these people in the land today as Egyptians when the ancient Egyptians showed themselves much darker on the walls of Egypt? There's a reason for this. In the days of Napoleon, Egypt was an Islamic country ruled by Arabs. When Napoleon conquered Egypt, he was shocked to see strong African features on the giant Egyptian statues.
Count Constantine de Volney, during a trip to Egypt from 1783 to 1785, said this, and I quote, he says, "On seeing that head," what head? The Sphinx of Giza. "Typically Negro in all its features, I remembered the remarkable passage of Herodotus, the ancient Egyptians were true Negroes of the same type as all native-born Africans." Now, I want to ask this question. What would motivate him to say this phrase, typically Negro in all its features? Could it be perhaps this? This was an artist's conception, Vivant Denon, who accompanied Napoleon's army, 1798. This is his artist's conception of the Sphinx of Giza. Before what happened? Before the lips and the nose were shot off by Napoleon's troops. That is verifiable because Dinan was an eyewitness to those lips and the lips and nose being shot off by the soldiers. Why did they do it? We cannot climb into their hearts in the 21st century and figure this out, divine the entrails of frogs, and try to figure out why they did it. That's between them and God. But what happened, happened. And so when you look at this, you know that this definitely was patterned after an African man, regardless of who the identity of that man was.
What was it about the nose and the lips that caused the French to destroy the statues? Just look at the number of statues with the nose removed. The noses and the lips told a story about these people. A story that the Europeans did not want to hear. A story about a great civilization of black people that once ruled the world. What did the ancient Egyptians look like? Their women wore braids. What people on earth to this day are known for wearing braids? Braid salons today are a multi-million-dollar business, and the majority of their customers are black women. Some of these braided hairstyles are identical to the styles women wore in the days of the early Egyptians. Even some of the men's hairstyles are similar. And I doubt if I've ever seen any Caucasians wearing any of these hairstyles.
Yes, when reporting ancient African history, reverse the standard. No matter how dark the skin, woolly the hair, or thick the lips, you don't have to be a Negro.
Ignore. Just refuse to publish any facts of African history that don't go along with our racial theories.